Well, hi there. It's Rati Gorfine of Creative Calling Coaching on another Facebook Live video. And today I thought I would talk about what it's like to still feel good about life when nothing works out the way you want it to. This is the only way in my mind to, over a period of time, sustain the momentum and cultivate the resilience you need to follow through and attain what matters to you. Fulfill your goals. So, my goal today was to go down to the DMV in time to change, I have to renew my license. My birthday's on Monday, but I didn't want to just renew my license. I could have done that by mail. My name has caused a bit of a problem because I go by Rati. I never changed it legally. Somehow years ago, I convinced someone to put Rati on my driver's license because I was using it professionally. And it's my spiritual name. It's the name I resonate with. It's on my marriage license. And it's also, my name on my passport is different. The name on the Social Security card is different. I know what I wanted. I wanted all three names. I wanted the two first names. I would use Rati as the middle name because otherwise I'd have to go changing the whole thing legally, and I just didn't feel like making that investment right now. So I went to Social Security. They said, fine, you can use Rati as your middle name. That won't cost anything because a middle name is not a legal name, and you can have that on your Social Security card. They gave me a document stating such. And I realized today that this was back on February 27th, and I was supposed to get it within 2 weeks. And meanwhile, they had procured my official marriage license. They need the actual documents, and they send them back to you once you get your new card. But it's been over a month. But I have things to do. I have a business to run. I have a family. I wasn't really paying attention. So I am kind of geared up, a little tense about going to the DMV today, having waited to the last minute and not having received the Social Security card yet. And little did I know that I would need the marriage license. I had my documents stating that I'd be getting the Social Security card. So with trepidation, I'm looking forward to taking the new picture, because I've had the same photo on my driver's license for time immemorial, and it doesn't look like me anymore. So I put the face on, which, hey, in the end it worked out because here you and I are. We're doing Facebook Live together. So, and I think I'm looking at the camera and not looking at some odd place. I hope I am. Anyway, I put my face on. I go out to catch the bus. I get on the bus, a little anxious, and I realize I don't have my cell phone with me. Now, I think we all know how these cell phones have gotten to be a third appendage. We have three arms. We have left, right, cell phone. Now, it gave me pause. Do I really need my cell phone to renew my driver's license? No. Can I handle it? Going to a government bureaucracy, it could potentially be frustrating. I won't have the device. What difference does that make? I decided to let it go and just experience life. So I did that. I was looking out the window going down 7th Avenue. There's an interesting building where the people who live there always put these plastic teardrop-shaped sculptures outside on the facade of the building. It's very interesting. Sometimes it's dripping blood. Sometimes it's dripping cows. It's just fascinating. But I am looking around, and I'm realizing I'm anxious. And I've recently learned a meditation called Tonglen, a very famous Buddhist meditation, where you inhale the stress and problems of the world as black smoke. And then it inhaling all of that just crushes your own ego and your own concerns. And then you exhale pure light and pure happiness to all the beings whose pain you have just alleviated and taken in. So I'm starting to do this every time I feel a little anxious, inhaling the dark smoke of suffering, human suffering, and exhaling the lightness and the freedom of the Pure Land. And I get to the stop. I'm not sure it's the stop. I asked the bus driver. He said, something incoherent. I said, well, I just want to make sure, is this where I get off for Pacific Street in Atlantic? Yeah, get on. Okay. The guy was in his own thoughts, but I got off. He finally indicated in a clear manner. And I realize I don't have my phone, so I can't identify exactly where 625 Atlantic Avenue is, and I'm really not sure. I'm in front of the humongous Barclays Center. And I asked a young lady pushing a stroller, and boy, did she know where the DMV was. Man, did she ever. She gave me the most intricate directions. Now, my feeling is when you ask someone for directions, you owe it to them, since you've interrupted their life, to listen. But she was going on and on about going down Atlantic Avenue and then finally going past this store and then this grocery store, which I didn't really know about, and then turning left and going upstairs and then going through a long hallway. I knew I had to get to the second floor and go through a passageway. So when I finally politely listened as best I could, I go to the building. I ask again. I have to walk back the opposite way because I passed it. I go in. Of course, if I had had my phone, it would have just taken me there. I would have said, hey, Siri, take me to the DMV. And Siri would have taken me there. But I'm having to go old school. So I'm inside, and again, standing in front of Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know where I'm going. And the lovely young lady taking orders told me to walk through Target. And then I'm wandering around Target and not sure where to exit. And it's all emergency exits. Finally, okay, I could ramble on forever. I get to the DMV, and I am there with all my disparate documents. Place is packed. And I am told to get on a certain line, which I do for my name change. And I get up to the young woman. And, well, long story short, she dismisses it out of hand. She sees the documents that I'm showing her. One says Rati. Another one says my old name, and she pointed out very astutely, there are all different names on each of these documents. And I said, yes, that's the thing. I want to bring it all together into one name. Yeah, but you got to show me proof. Why should I, your name is, why? She had a good point, but I had my marriage license. And the problem was, though, she sent me over to the supervisor at this point. It wasn't the original marriage license, which said Rati on it. Social Security had that. I misremembered. And the supervisor, in a rather monotone voice, explained, I gotta have the original document. You can't just add a middle name like that just because you want to. And I find it interesting because back 15, 18 years ago, it was no problem just telling them I use Rati as my name, and it went right on the license. Of course, that was before 9/11. That was before things got people got, cross the T's, dot the I's. Now, there were many opportunities here to get really, really frustrated and angry. Things weren't going my way. However, I could see the people working here were doing all they knew to do, and they had to be there all day under those fluorescent lights. So I just kept breathing in the dark smoke of human suffering that just emanated throughout the DMV, containing all of these souls in waiting, and exhaling the lightness of the Pure Land. And going from person to person. Ultimately, I ended up simply renewing my license with the same name, and it will be obsolete in 2020 because by then we'll all have to have these special licenses. So I'm going to be giving, I guess, the DMV another. It was $80 today. Oh, and do you mind donating $1 to Oregon? Yes, of course. $81. Breathing in the dark smoke of human suffering, exhaling the light of the Pure Land. Finally, I'm going to end up paying them close to, I don't know, over $200 to finally eventually get the license I want with all my names. Now, the thing is, nothing's going my way. I go across the street to the Shake Shack. I need some comfort food. It's ice cold. And, oh, poor me, But it was interesting how nothing went my way today. Trying to get home, I must have waited. I got to this bus stop. I didn't have my phone. I couldn't check to see when the bus was coming. So I got to the bus stop, and I had 20 minutes to wait. And eventually, you just have to surrender to life as it is. I just took in the people going by. I watched the minutes change on the timer that tells you when the bus is coming, which is kind of a nice amenity. They didn't used to have that. I'm watching raindrops fall and create little rings of puddles in the gutter, breathing in the dark smoke of human suffering and exhaling the light of the Pure Land. Because believe me, nobody wanted to be out in this gray day waiting for 20 minutes for the bus. But everybody else had their cell phone. And of course, that's a great comfort. I'm glad I didn't have mine because I was just there, realizing that one day my light will go out and the memory of this life will be no more. Perhaps I'll awaken again, but I won't even have a clue of how any of this went down. Finally, the bus comes and ferries me home. And I realize this is what I need to talk about today. How everything's all right. Yes, I renewed my license, not the way I want. I still have a different name on my passport and on my marriage license. And then my social security card. Who is Rati Gorfine? I know it's all going to come together one day in one place in nature's own good time. And today was just one brief step on that journey. Doesn't all come together at once the way you want it to, people. But that doesn't mean you can't be okay with however it unfolds. I have my makeup on. I'm doing my Facebook Live. Things are progressing. My birthday's on Monday. I live a rarefied existence, and I know how to inhale the dark smoke of human suffering and exhale the light of the Pure Land and carry on. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll probably see you next week. Thursday seems to be the day to do this. Take care, everybody. Finish.